Some of the planets in our solar system are gigantic, but what if they got even bigger? Let's go up the planetary size chart and see what kind of chaos doubling the size of every planet would make. What would it be like to live on a super Earth? How big would Jupiter need to get to become a star? And would Pluto finally regain its planetary status? This is What If, and here's what would happen if all the planets doubled in size. Doubling the radius of every planet in the solar system would make each of them 8 times more massive, but you wouldn't need to worry about our solar system's great ball of fire getting bigger and hotter. For the sake of this experiment, let's keep the sun the same size it already is. But could the gravitational pull of a super Jupiter kickstart a chain of events that would result in the destruction of the solar system?
Well, before we go further down that chain, let's thank our sponsor, Established Titles. You know, everyone knows me as the Lord of What If, or at least they will soon. Established Titles gives people all over the world the chance to partake in the Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lords, lairds, or ladies. Yeah, you can buy 1 square foot of dedicated land on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, which allows you to become a lord or a lady. And Established Titles plants 1 tree for every order as a way to preserve not just the biodiversity of Scotland, but forest creation efforts worldwide. Use the link in the description below, and the first 200 people who purchase a title pack will have a plot next to mine. We can have our own What If Kingdom while supporting a great cause. And right now, Established Titles is running a big Labor Day sale, so use the code WHATIF to get an additional 10% off your order. Go to establishedtitles.com/whatif to get your gifts now. Lord Peter, it's got a nice ring to it.
Mercury. At its current size, the rocky planet closest to the Sun is only slightly larger than our Moon. Doubling it in size would make it nearly half as massive as Earth. And despite the fact that Mercury stopped being volcanically active 3.5 billion years ago, expanding its interior would mean all that internal energy would need to escape somewhere. So there could be some more explosive volcanic eruptions in Mercury's future. Venus. Venus is very similar in size to Earth, but one of its many differences is that its atmosphere is so thick that the surface pressure is 95 times stronger than our own. Venus's increased gravity would pull the atmosphere even closer to its surface. This could result in the atmosphere becoming so dense that walking through it would feel more like walking through water. Except you'd really be walking through incredibly thick carbon dioxide. Earth. If Earth expanded to twice its size, the first big change you'd notice is that you'd feel a lot heavier. Within seconds, you'd go from your 75 kilogram weight to feeling like you were 150 kilograms. That would be because the force of gravity pulling on you would be twice as strong. You better hit the gym to strengthen up fast because this wouldn't be easy on your body. Your heart would need to work twice as hard to pump blood around, and pressure would build up on your joints. Jumping, flying, or sending rockets into space could become a thing of the past. You'd need much more fuel, power, and money to leave Earth's surface and travel through its even thicker atmosphere. Mars. Now, if the red planet ballooned to twice its size, there's a chance you would barely recognize it. What was once a dry, desolate place could eventually transform into a more Earth-like planet with oceans, rivers, and a thick atmosphere. Mars lost its magnetic field and then its atmosphere, likely because of chemical changes inside its core. But if the Martian core got bigger and hotter, it could restart the magnetic field. And that, in turn, would protect Mars from solar winds and give it a chance at kickstarting life. Jupiter. Doubled in size, Jupiter would continue to be an intimidatingly huge planet. It would stay 318 times larger than Earth and 2.5 times more massive than all the other planets combined. And the impact of this would be so huge that it would likely shift the actual center of our solar system. You see, the planets in our solar system don't exactly revolve around the sun. No, they orbit the common center of mass, or barycenter. And thanks to Jupiter's normal size, this barycenter is actually 48,000 kilometers away from the center of the sun. But doubled up, this point in space would move even further away from the sun. You'd see material from the asteroid belt being pulled toward Jupiter or further out into the solar system. But even this big, Jupiter wouldn't be massive enough to become a full-blown star. To do that, it would need to increase to 85 times its current mass. Though it wouldn't be far off from star status. At 13 times its original mass, Jupiter could become a brown dwarf star. Saturn. With a bigger Saturn, you could kiss its beautiful rings goodbye. The monumental increase in the planet's surface gravity would upset the balance of the ring materials, as well as Saturn's 5 small moons. They'd start falling towards its surface at a higher rate. Saturn is already slowly losing its rings. Every 30 minutes, material containing enough water to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool falls down to the planet. Uranus. Now, beyond its added heft, not all that much would change for the ice giant Uranus way out on the edges of the solar system. It would continue holding the record for the stinkiest planet. If doubling Uranus's size would mean doubling the amount of hydrogen sulfide in its upper atmosphere, this stinker might spread an even stronger stench of rotten eggs. Ugh, I wouldn't want to go near this planet. Neptune. Neptune's fate wouldn't be too different from its giant frozen neighbor. Except Neptune's increased gravitational pull could eventually lead to the disappearance of some or all of the billions of icy objects located outside its orbit. Neptune has already swallowed the equivalent of 7 to 10 times the mass of Earth in material from the Kuiper Belt. Pluto. If Pluto doubled in size, well, it could be back on track to regain its official status as a planet. If its added mass and gravity could manage to pull away debris from its surrounding neighborhood, it might just be able to rejoin the rest of the family. Alright, so it's safe to say that all the planets doubling in size wouldn't exactly bring about a cataclysmic end of the solar system. It would, however, cause a little chaos, but not nearly as much as if the sun became big enough to swallow Earth. But that's a story for another What If.